While browsing Reddit one day, I came across a post asking if Blood Money was better than the latest Hitman game. And while the answer is obviously no, it still made me think how many things Blood Money did better than the latest game. The biggest difference in these games is of course the gameplay. To put it simply, Hitman 2016 is easy to learn but hard to master. While Blood Money is hard to learn, but once you do, it becomes really easy. This is due to the fact that not everything is explained right away, and many things in the game don't even make sense. A perfect example of this is that a dog can be a witness and ruin your silent assassin rating. I wish I was kidding. This is why the game is so confusing for new players, and of course does take some getting used to, especially if you played the newest game first. What I like about Blood Money the most is that the silent assassin rating isn't as strict as it is in the newest game. It's much more lenient, and what makes it even more fun is that when someone spots you doing something illegal, you can still kill him by accident, which doesn't affect your silent assassin rating. And yes, it works that way even with civilians. You can even be spotted trespassing. Coincidentally, this wasn't always the case in the newest Hitman game. For a brief period, when you got spotted trespassing once, then get escorted out, you could still retain your silent assassin rating. If I'm not mistaken, this was around the time Hitman 2 was released, but it was later fixed. Stuff like this is exactly why I prefer Hitman Blood Money system, mainly because it kind of encourages improvisation. Meanwhile, in the latest game, unless your target is the witness, you just have to reload the safe.
Brother Akram eliminated. That's confirmed.
This is also the reason why I love Freelancer so much, because it's not always dependent on what rating you end up getting, but rather on the tasks you have to do during the mission. And if you're asking what's so important about the silent assassin rating anyway, well, if it didn't exist, what would stop you just from sniping your target from a distance and leaving? Without it, the game would be just too easy. You can see that Blood Money had this in mind, and that's why notoriety exists. The game actually punishing you for screwing up. Freelancer does this to an extent. Having a bit more flexible silent assassin rating could be a good way to utilize these random accident opportunities across all the maps. So if you would kill witness by an accident, it wouldn't affect your rating.
Hey!
And this brings us to the next point, which is human shields. This ability was meant to appear in the latest game, but it was cut for an unknown reason. It's a shame really, because this is one of the features this game really needs. For example, if you wanna drown somebody, and you lure them to the toilet but they keep looking in the wrong direction. The same goes when you wanna push someone over the ledge, but in this case you have to knock them out first, and then you have to throw their body over the ledge. This is something Blood Money has a solution to, as you can just push people even when they are looking at you. This is easily my favorite feature from Blood Money, and it's the reason why Death on Mississippi is my favorite map from the game. Next up are the NPCs. I like the level of interactability they have in Blood Money, and honestly they are a bit more fun to mess around with.
I ordered cake. It's a confectionery baked good. A real good little...
Could have swore I heard something.
The fact that you can disarm them and they pick up a weapon off the ground, stuff like this is unheard of even by today's standards. And mind you, this was 17 years ago. And then there's the animations. I mean, yeah, the latest game has some pretty impressive animations, but this is still a little bit more impressive. Next up are the syringes. In Blood Money this can be used to poison food or people at the same time, unlike in the latest game where this is separated. At the end of the day, both of these games are pretty enjoyable, and of course both have their strong and weak sides. I honestly love Blood Money because of its goofiness. Like stuff like this, unlike in the newest game, happens very often here. Of course, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. That's it from me, and see ya.